And I remember, feeling that I'm running out of time here. I thought my lungs would explode. And then I don't remember anything. I just had that last fleeting thought of my family. And sadly, while I escaped and the aircrew escaped, Pino perished. He did not survive. My name is Michael Evans. I was in the back of a helicopter that was attempting a landing on the flight deck of my own ship, and it crashed into the water, and I survived. In May 1997, I was commanding HMS Birmingham, a Type 42 air defence destroyer in the Royal Navy. So in May 1997, I was 39. I had been in command of HMS Birmingham in the rank of commander for just short of 2 years. It was a beautiful May day, sunny as I remember, and I was due to be going with other commanding officers from the force of ships to have lunch in the Greek flagship. We were ferried to and from the Greek flagship in an Italian helicopter from the Italian warship that was in the group. And after lunch, it was making an approach to my ship. So the aircraft is manned by 2 pilots who were sitting in the front, and I was in the back with my friend and colleague, Commander Pino Porcelli. I was sitting on the right-hand side of the aircraft, he was sitting on the left, and between us was another Italian crew member of the aircraft who's called an air crewman. And I remember that we landed on, and I thought, this doesn't look quite right. We were a little bit too far back, but we were over the flight deck and I thought I could have got out. As we came in, they land pretty much straight on. There's no hover, it's almost straight on to the flight deck. As he was making that approach, he landed too far to the rear, too far, hanging over the stern, the back end of the ship. He did try to take off again, but in coming up, he also went backwards, and the right-hand side of the aircraft, they have these skids underneath the helicopter that it lands on, and it caught in the netting of the ship. And instead of putting the control down to take power off, the pilot lifted what's called the control lever, the collective lever, increased power, hoping to fly away, but instead just powered upside down and flew essentially upside down into the water right next to the ship. I saw the water coming in. I took several deep breaths, as we're trained to do, waited for the aircraft to settle down because the rotors were still turning, and you have to wait for that motion to cease. Held my breath as the cab filled with water. I released my safety belt, but I lost my grip on the emergency exit. I don't know why, and I couldn't get out. I developed a sense that everybody else had got out of the aircraft and that I was the only one left. I started fighting for breath because I realised I'd been underwater for some time. I didn't know how long. Because I couldn't get out of my exit, I started to kick the window in the door that was to my right. I then tried to go out the way the pilots had gone, through the front, but that was unsuccessful. And I remember, feeling that I'm running out of time here. I thought my lungs would explode. And then I don't remember anything. I just had that last fleeting thought of my family. But I don't remember exactly how I got out in the end. I just remember being on the other side of that door in the water, and I inflated my life jacket and bobbed up to the surface. And sadly, while I escaped and the aircrew escaped, Pino perished. He did not survive. My feelings were that I was very fortunate. I'd trained for this, and the training saved my life. There is no doubt about that, and I've been told since then that they still use the example of my accident even in flight safety training today. But that deep sadness that my friend Pino didn't survive because he hadn't had the benefit of that training is a great sadness. It had a major effect on my life, particularly the importance of family, the importance of my wife and 4 children. It made us have a rethink about quality of life. We made a decision then that I didn't dream that I was going to be the Chief of the Naval Staff, but there was a certain ambition in one's career. And after that, I thought, no, we're going to go for quality of life appointments. There was this saying that we had, don't burn yourself out before flag rank, which means don't overdo it, because every day is precious. Every day is precious.